I remember being a highly sensitive teenager and I did not know what was happening with me. So I said, what's wrong with me? And the adults in my life didn't quite know how to engage with me when I had these big emotional reactions, big emotional responses to challenges. But they also said I was emotionally attuned and, wise beyond my years in some aspects. But they didn't know what to do with that sensitivity. And I was an artist. I was in art school and I drew and all of these things. But I was kind of a mess. I was kind of a big mess because I didn't know what to do with who I was. And for many years, I didn't know what to do with who I am. I think this is a question that many people have, if not all people at some point in their lives. What do I do with who I am? That is the piercing question. That is the persistent question. But it's such a precious question as well, all those P's, because it helps us to tune in, to tap in to the best of who we are and move to the other side of our fears. So in this video, I want to share with you how you can help your highly sensitive teenager access their creativity as an expression of their genius, and then use that creativity as an assistant to the problems they want to solve. I remember being in high school, being that teenager, and my dad told me, Ashley, you're staying at that school. And I cried and I said, Dad, I just don't know. I don't want to stay there. I'm not good at it. I didn't think I was good at anything, okay? Wasn't good at anything that was good for me. And in a sense, what I mean by that is those gifts that I had, the ability to stick with a task. I wasn't good at that because I was so reactive at the level of doubting myself. So the first step is you want to help that young person stop doubting. And the way we do that is not by saying stop doubting. The way we do that is to create experiences for them that help them to build their trust in themselves. Now you may say, Ashley, I don't even know how to do that. Well, just keep watching my videos and I'll talk to you more about how you can do that. I'll share with you more ways how you can do that. But you want to create those experiences for your kids. So some easy ways that you can do that is to do bike riding. It's to go stand in the beach. In the beach water, walk up into the water until it hits your knees. And then maybe to the middle of your thigh. Now, not too far, be careful, because you don't want to be carried out by the wave, okay? Be wise. Don't say, Ashley told me to walk into the water. No, Ashley's telling you to get into the water and feel alive, okay? Now you may say, well, I boogie board, and I've been wanting my child to experience boogie boarding. If you have something that you really enjoy doing and you want to share that with your child, this is the key. Share it. Share it. It's like I'm saying, say it, don't spray it, okay? So share, open it up. Let them explore it. If they're not into it, if it's not their thing, that's okay. There's so many things that you all can share together, okay? Find out what their thing is, even if it's a song or a style of music, if they're in a band, if they dance, whatever that thing is, take an interest in it. And it will help them to develop the trust that they need to reduce that doubt. Reduce the doubt. A lot of us talk about the fear of failure, the fear of success. And recently I heard someone say, well, the fear of those things is not necessarily true. You can have anxiety about those things, but the fear is not there because there's no real or present danger. Because fear is based on real or present danger. And so I was like, well, that's really interesting. So when I think about doubt, and how doubt is always there, and how we have to really see doubt and say, well, let me get curious about this doubt. What is this doubt trying to tell me? Well, maybe, I need to be confident in my basic abilities and grow my confidence in new abilities that I'm developing. And that would be a reasonable approach to your doubt. but just saying, oh, I can't do this, oh, it's too hard. Now, if you are one of those people who do that and your child sees you doing that, they're going to take that on. And they may not even try certain things because they see your attitude towards yourself when you're doubting, so they may not even be interested in trying. Okay, that's deep. If your child is accustomed to seeing you react to life a certain way, if you have a certain reaction when you fail, your child has seen you and they've made a decision about whether they're going to participate a certain way and how they will participate a certain way because of the way they've seen you do it. Okay? This is not, I'm walking down the hill right now, so I've got to trust my feet, make sure I'm walking, because if I slide on this video, I may go viral. But, you know, I may not be able to talk to you afterward. Maybe I should slide down the hill, get a few more views on my video. But anyway, so your child is paying attention. This is not for parents only. This is also for mentors, for coaches, for your educators, service providers. If you're in that capacity, your student is watching you, okay? So you want to give, oh, look, okay, I slid, but I didn't fall, okay. You want to create opportunities, create experiences for that child to build their doubt. No, test, you passed it. Build their trust in themselves, okay? Because the thing is, as we provide the experiences for the child and they have an experience of being able to do something, that memory of being able to do the thing becomes a resource. And that is so powerful. I talk about this in my professional development with counselors, school counselors, with teachers, and they're like, oh, wow, yeah, that's true. I see you all are doing this every day. I'm just here to open it up in a way to help you recognize, build your awareness around what you're doing. But when you have those experiences with young people, it helps them to have memories that they can access as resources. Okay, and it gets into them. It's like, well, the last time I did this, it felt like this, and now it's feeling like this. That's good. Stay curious about yourself. It's better for you to be curious about yourself and ways that you can grow than to be all in somebody else's business. They don't care $2 about you, okay, or 2 nickels, whatever. Okay, they don't care. Take more interest in yourself. Okay, now, going back to this story of my dad telling me, you're going to stay at that school. I was attending School of the Arts High School in San Francisco, and my major, my focus was visual art, drawing, painting, sculpting, all of those things. And I didn't want to be there. I wanted to be at another school where I thought was more cool and there was more black kids, and the kids I had gotten to in middle school, Potrero Hill Middle School. I wanted to be more in that crowd because I had gotten accustomed to being in that crowd, even though I hated being there too when I first started. And again, I was a highly sensitive child, and so I was, I had that emotional attunement at some level. I could give advice that would shock the adults, like, oh my gosh, you're 10 years old or you're 12 years old. But then, it was balanced out with not knowing how to do certain things that are age appropriate, which is, hey, you can do this math problem. You can write this essay. You can do this, X, Y, and Z, okay? You can handle frustration. Handling frustration, delaying gratification, dealing with disappointment, those are age-appropriate challenges. Don't take those away from kids. Don't take those away. They got to have those. That's an appropriate level of adversity so that they can develop their advantages, their built-in advantages, okay? Now here's another point. With my dad, he was saying, you're going to stay at this school. And I said, well, Dad, I want to be a clinical psychologist. I don't know where I got this from. No, I know who I got it from. There was a man, one of my mom's friends, who was a clinical psychologist, and I wanted to do what he did. He, worked with young men and helping them, develop mentally, heal, grow, and I wanted to do that. And I said, I want to be a clinical psychologist, and I want to work with, juveniles and juvenile justice system, all these things. And he said, so you want to help people? You need to help yourself and stay at that school, okay? And so he said, how are you going to help anybody if you don't finish at this school, if you don't finish school, And so I couldn't understand at the time, but I appreciate what he was saying, because with him saying that, now 20 years later, oh no, that was 23, 24 years ago. Now, so many years later, I can say, well, you have to know how to start and finish something. And the starting and the finishing, in between those two, something happens within us. And we become the people that we need to be to do the thing and to do it better, to be fruitful and to multiply, okay? So, what else am I offering you from that story? What else am I offering from that experience? When you think about this highly sensitive child, and I'm going to define what I mean by highly sensitive. Highly sensitive meaning this child has a mind that deeply automatically processes information. They absorb people's emotions, okay? And Highly Sensitive Refuge, which is a blog with many articles on it. You can gain some more insight there. You can just Google it. Highly sensitive people, about 20% of the population is identified as highly sensitive people, and it's a sensory processing difference. So when we say highly sensitive, it doesn't mean, let me clarify this. Highly sensitive does not mean so fragile that you're going to break every time you're going to do something, okay? That's not what that means. It means that there's a sensory processing difference. People who are highly sensitive deeply process information automatically. They don't have to try. They do it. They also may absorb the information of other people in the environment, information being emotions, and they take that on, you know, and usually they're very caring. They got some strong creativity, some gifts. But I read something today that's really interesting. Hold on, let me stop this watch really quickly. I read that whenever we express our creativity, and I read this in USA Today, I can't remember the author's name, but in USA Today it said whenever we express our creativity, it's a act of vulnerability, because we're sharing this part of who we are, you know. And all of us are creative, all of us have genius, and we may or may not know how to access that. We may or may not know how to express that. And there are some people who've been given opportunities to express who they are and what they have in ways that is beneficial. And there are others who have not had that opportunity. So when we talk about helping our teenagers, our tweens, our children, and they're all kids, those who are highly sensitive, how do we help them? Well, we want to create the opportunities, the experiences for them to build self-trust. We want to take an interest in them, okay? Probably take an interest first, because then you'll do the experience. Do it with them. Share with them something that you enjoy. Find out what they enjoy. Be a follower in that, you know, if you're playing with them, if they're young children, let them take the lead. If they're older and they're like, hey, I want to show you how to do this, let them take the lead. And then that gives them the experience of being a facilitator. It gives them the experience of being a guide. And they can gain insight on that gift of being able to teach and demonstrate something to you. Okay? These things make such a difference, because when any of us can share something that we love, we enjoy, something we've been working on, doesn't matter how old you are, it makes a difference in us. It creates a neurochemical experience that changes our outlook. And when I say neurochemical, those chemicals that are released in the brain when you experience connection, when you experience growth, when you experience that aha moment, those are the chemicals I'm talking about. Dopamine, serotonin, I'm about to say norepinephrine, but no, endorphins, there we go, endorphins, oxytocin. All of these wonderful chemicals that are experienced when we're connecting, we're collaborating and communicating. Those are the chemicals that help us to deepen our sense of well-being and our wholeness, okay? And so you may be wondering, well, Ashley, did you finish at the art school? Yes. But here's the thing. I spent more time doubting myself and disliking doing art than I did enjoying it and saying, I'm good at this, I can do this. So all of us can learn anything. We can't learn everything, but we can surely learn anything. And if we teach our young people how to be open-minded to their experiences, you'll find out, and they'll find out, that you can get more done in 20 minutes than you get done in the hours you spend procrastinating. I bless you. I want the best for you. And here, answer this question. What do you think you could get done in 20 minutes if you trusted yourself? Ooh, that's a good one. What do you think you could get done in 20 minutes if you trusted yourself? What do you think your child could get done in 20 minutes if they trust themselves? And what could they accomplish if you're right there beside them? Okay, see you again soon.